So, good morning and welcome back to Daily Transfer Update. Today's something slightly different. It's not players that we're linked to or players that are linked to a move away. Mikel Arteta did an interview yesterday with Sky Sports News, and he spoke about how we could deal with the transfer window if and when it opens. I'm going to read out the direct quotes rather than waffling and getting it out of context, etc., etc. But there is an option where we could end up signing absolutely nobody. But let me get into the quote. I'll read the whole thing out so we don't get any mishaps or misquotes or anything like that. Don't forget, do stick a like on the video. Do subscribe if you are new as well. Share the content around. That's free. You can stick it on your social medias. Also, don't forget the Premier League transfer update will be back at 10:30 today, and I will be streaming FIFA around 12:30 today as well on Ligue 1 Gaming. The link for that is in the description. Later this evening, I'll be playing against some of you subscribers, so keep your eyes peeled for that. There's no 9 o'clock stream tonight, just the 5 p.m. stream. But tonight, yeah, I will be streaming online against some of you guys. So that's really good. I've done it a few times, really enjoyed it. You guys have took the wholesale mick out of me at times, rainbow flicks and all sorts over my goalkeeper. But Mikel Arteta, like I said, has done an interview with Sky Sports News. And I'm going to read the direct quote out. He said that I'm planning 2 or 3 different scenarios that we can face. Depending on one of those 3, we will be able to do more, less, or nothing. We have to react daily. We don't know what the financial situation is going to be. We don't know the rules, the timing, or the window. There are many things we cannot control at the moment. He then went on to say, at the moment, the connection between the fans is in a difficult state. Obviously, the fact that we can't get to games, we can't watch games. There's no football whatsoever. He goes, I went through a lot when I got here. I had 8 to 10 players injured, and there were a lot of issues to deal with. The connection between the fans, players, and the club was in a difficult state at that moment. We had to change the energy, the belief, and the commitment from the players. I was very pleased because everyone was on board with what we were doing. We started to win 2, 3, 4 games in a row. There was much more positive mindset around the place, which there was, let's be real. He then continued on. The experienced players have families around them and kids are occupying them. Those of us with children only realize now how hard it is at home when we were away from our wives. For the young players, some of them are alone in their apartments, and they are long days. We have to be caring for them. We have to keep them busy and try to do things to improve their development and education. I'd like to make them all think and assess themselves as people too. I'd only be here for 3 or 4. I've only been here for 3 or 4 months, so it's a chance to get to know a little bit more about them, break some boundaries. We're having some really good conversations right now. He was then asked about the recovery from the virus. Obviously, we know he contracted this. He's overcome it, and he's on the mend. He looks like he's doing all right, to be fair. He then continued on and said, for now, I have completely recovered. Either mine wasn't a very strong virus or my immune system was very good. The same day that we were told that we were at risk because we were in contact with the Olympiacos owner, Evangelos Marinakis, butchered it, was the exact day when I started to show the symptoms. I felt a huge responsibility as I knew the next day we were playing Manchester City, and I had a feeling inside of myself that something was wrong. We had to make it the point and make it clear. We spoke to the Premier League about bringing the case forward as we could expose ourselves to people. I pulled the doctor and the CEO to my house, telling them that we had a situation due to my symptoms. We had players that had been in contact, so we said the decision was too big a loan for us to make. We had to communicate with the Premier League and Manchester City in order to protect everybody. He then goes on quite a lot of things about Pep Guardiola. I'm going to skip that. What's next for Arteta at Arsenal? was one of the questions he was asked. He said, "This is a good time to reflect on what we're doing, and I joined at a busy moment in the calendar year in December. We had some momentum, and it's a shame that we had to lose it, but we have to make the most of this time." The first team squad is still carrying on as normal. He's confirmed that. We're doing work with them. We're trying to engage with them. We're close to them up until now. It's been very positive response from all of the squad. We cannot touch each other at the moment, but we're having group and individual talks. So it's important to keep connected so they see the relation between us and what we're doing now, and when they restart training. They are bored as they are young players and have lots of energy. And listen, I think everyone's pretty damn bored of this, if we're being completely honest. But the one thing I want to take out of that, first thing I want to take out of it, in fact, is the fact that he said that we're planning potentially for no signings, which is a possibility. Let's be real here. Depending on when the Premier League comes back. If it comes back, it might not. Listen, this might be us for the rest of our lives. Who knows? If it is, I haven't been out for 22 days. I'm getting kind of bored, if I'm being honest. But this could genuinely be us for the rest of our days. I know where I live in Spain, I think they're about to put it on another 15-day extension to the 10th of May. I can't even get home. So yeah, it is what it is right now. And I think everyone's getting a little bit fed up and bored of it now. But at the end of the day, Premier League football clubs, all the other football clubs across the globe, they're still going to be planning for the summer, depending. And like Arteta said, we've got 1, 2, 3 scenarios. Whether we can go back in and we can't do any transfers, whether we can go in and do A or B. Hopefully, we're one of the clubs that are wealthier than most of the others. And hopefully that we can come out of this the other side and maybe, and I know it sounds a little bit muggy saying this, maybe go and get ourselves a few little bargains out there, because there's a lot of clubs that have been run poorly over the years. The one thing I will say about Arsenal, despite the fact that we let decent players walk out of this football club for nothing, i.e. Aaron Ramsey, Alexis swap for Mickey, Aubameyang, we spoke about that yesterday evening on the stream. If you haven't checked that stream out, do go and check that out. We could potentially let him go for £35 million. Despite all of that, we still do have a hell of a lot of money available to Arsenal this summer to spend. So, listen, I do think that once everything gets back to normal, I do think this is going to be all right. I think that there is going to be some clubs that are financially ruined. There's going to be other clubs that are going to be unstable. And then there's going to be clubs that are doing all right. And then there's going to be the rest that are going to be flying. I think Arsenal would be one of the ones that are flying. And do you know what? In a weird sort of way, this could kind of be a wake-up call to Arsenal to say, whoa, hold up a minute. You could have lost the whole lot here. You're lucky you haven't. Now start managing your money better, because if they continue on to allow players to keep walking out for free, then that's a recipe for disaster. We've seen it time and time and time again. And I just hope that the powers that be at this football club, maybe not so much watch this video or watch any of my other videos, but I hope that they see how the fans feel about this football club. Because it's easy to come out as a footballer, like Aubameyang's done, like other players over the years have done, and said, oh, I love the club. You don't love the club. You don't love the club how we do as football fans. You can leave this football club. Yes, you might have an affiliation with it, a connection with it somewhere along the line because you've played for it. You ain't going to go out of your way to go and stand on the terraces or go to Sheffield United away or to Ostersund away and stand in -15 behind the goal, yeah, to watch this football team. You're never going to do that. So when these players come out and say they love the club, I always take it with a pinch of salt. Not many of them do. But there we go. Listen, I've been rambling on for nearly 10 minutes. So I'm going to wrap this up. Like I said, I will be back at 10:30. Keep your eyes peeled for that. The Premier League transfer update. It's a good one today as well. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. Also, I will be back playing FIFA on the gaming channel. Link down there. Go and subscribe. Thank you to everyone who has recently. And then 5 o'clock, I'll be back. And then about 8:30 this evening, I'll be streaming and I'll be playing against subscribers. So keep your eyes peeled for all of that. Lots of content coming up. It's a busy, busy time for me. It might not be a busy time for the rest of the people in terms of footballing sense on the pitch. But listen, I'm keeping myself busy. It is what it is. Have a wonderful Friday. Laters, peeps.